I'm Renee D'Argento. I'm the outreach coordinator here at the Council on Aging. If you have any needs such as fuel assistance or you have any housing needs or anything like that, health insurance, I can refer you to resources and help you out. So feel free to call our office, and you can call my number directly at 508-841-8647. And I'm here every day from Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. So I hope you'll call if you need assistance. Oh, small home repair is a big one. So yeah. Thank you. And this is Dan from our equipment. And we're going to talk about how you can get durable medical equipment.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming. And hello to you folks at home. I am with DME Equipment. The DME stands for Durable Medical Equipment, which Medicare classifies as equipment that is necessary to maintain safety and function in the home and is reusable. And you can see we put up on the screen here, this is our website. Everything is done online through our website. You can see what equipment is available, and then you can request it right online. And those of you that don't have access to internet or don't feel that comfortable with it, I'm sure Renee would help. Many of these senior centers around the state, the outreach person or someone else on the staff will go online and request for you the equipment. But we don't like to do it over the phone particularly because, as you'll see, you can see pictures of the equipment, and we like to be sure that you know what you're getting before you request it. But before I start on that, I would like to just show a quick little video here. Compliments of YouTube. Hold on. Okay.
Two men at a workbench with a wheelchair. The equipment is.
All of our equipment has been donated to us. People who no longer have a need for it donated to us. We cover the entire state of Massachusetts. And this is going to give you a quick overview of how we clean the equipment.
A Massachusetts reuse program providing gently used, durable medical equipment a man spins around in a back chair, like scooters, standers, back chairs, and shower chairs. Donated DME is cleaned, repaired, a man works on a power chair's battery. Refurbished, shows batteries. Sanitized.
Now you'll notice here, we have actually, that is like a giant washing machine. And the equipment, not the electronic equipment like a power chair, but anything else, goes into that machine, is thoroughly washed, just like in a washer at home, and sanitized, and it includes an ultraviolet function to kill any germs or bacteria.
A man places a manual chair in a hookscrew. Diverted from dumps, a wheelchair is strapped on, and delivered to people who request it. A young man reclines in his power wheelchair. Visit dmeequipment.org.
So that gives you a brief idea. Our equipment has all been donated to us. We are very selective about the donations we accept. Someone sent me a picture recently of a rollator that they wanted to donate, and along the back, the foam along the back bar there was all chewed up. So we said, thanks, but no thanks. We don't want anything going out that isn't first quality equipment. But when you come to our website, you can see, scroll down the page and you'll see Search DME. And we click on that button, and that takes us to our page on the Mass Match website. We are a state-funded agency. We are part of Mass Match, and we are funded through Mass Rehab. And then you go to our inventory page, and you can see the equipment. Now, unfortunately, our largest facility, Worcester, last week, one of the people tested positive for COVID. So everybody went home for a week. So they haven't been doing any processing in Worcester. But they should be back on Tuesday. So we expect a significant amount of equipment to be added soon. But as you go through the category, you can see the different equipment that's available. And as you scroll down the page, you'll see, for example, rollators. So somebody wants a rollator. When you see one you're interested in, you click on it. That opens up a detail page, including a picture of it. It also shows the weight capacity, the seat width, the seat depth, and the seat surface to floor height. So, and then it says the condition. In this case, this one is excellent/new. So you never know what you're going to find here as far as good equipment goes.
Can you tell us what fair condition is like what makes something fair condition?
Yes, fair is usually, it'll have nicks and scratches on it. It's still completely usable, completely workable. It just might not be quite as pretty. We do a lot of bath equipment. Bath seat without a back there, 300-pound weight capacity. We do a lot of specialized equipment. For example, shower chairs on wheels, if someone needs those. Standers, which are usually for children, and then wheelchairs. Now we do a lot, and we get a lot of requests for transport chairs. A transport chair, as you can see, unlike a regular wheelchair, has all small wheels. The purpose of a transport chair is to be transported, to take someone to the doctor's, shopping, out to eat. They're not meant to spend all day in, but a lot of times we get calls from people, oh, the wheelchair is just too heavy for me to take my husband to the doctor's and lift it into the trunk. That's because it's a regular wheelchair, which typically weighs maybe 35 pounds. Whereas a transport chair, it folds up, the footrests come off, the back folds down. You can almost put that in a suitcase if you wanted to. It folds up that small. And they typically weigh 20 pounds, 15, 20 pounds. So all of this equipment is free to anyone in Massachusetts. Remember that. There is no cost at all to any resident of Massachusetts. The only, if we deliver, we do ask a $20 delivery fee. Now we usually have on here, after wheelchair manuals, we usually have an assortment of power wheelchairs also. We do a surprising amount of power wheelchairs. We just don't happen to have any on this morning. Like I said, we've had a reduced staff working because of COVID. But I'm sure that within the next week or two, we'll have more. Anybody who's in a power chair, sometimes it's not a bad idea to get one for a backup. If something goes down with your power chair, you never know. You could get one from us for free and just keep it, plug it in regularly the way you're supposed to. All power chairs go out with new batteries in them. We inspect them, make sure they're working good, clean them, and we put brand new batteries in every power chair that goes out. So now if someone is interested in donating equipment, you go to our donate button. Come on, there you go. And here you can see a list of what equipment we do take. We typically don't take walkers, crutches, canes, or commodes. We don't do anything with the toilets, so we don't do any raised toilet seats. We do the toilet safety bars, which attached to the back of the toilet to help you get in, up and down from the toilet. We do carry those. But you can see a full list here, and if it's something you wish to donate, you can just go right to our online donation form. Which reminds me, let me go back to the DME for a moment to show you. When you see a piece of equipment you're interested in, and I'm sorry I should have done this before. When you see a piece of equipment you're interested in, for example, a rollator, when you click on it, it opens up a detail page including a picture. Right above that picture is this little button here. I'd like to request this item. Click on that button and fill out this easy online form. Now, Renee, if you were doing it for someone, you could put your name up here as the contact person, and then you or the member of the senior center would be the consumer. We do ask basic information. We ask what year you were born, but not what date. We ask what insurance you have, but no numbers. Because at the end of the year, we like to be able to say, we saved Medicare this much money. We saved Mass Health this much money. So we do ask some information. If you're not comfortable answering any of those questions, you don't have to. But, of course, we do need your name and address. Once you have submitted a form, you'll get an email from us within a couple days. So everything is expedited if you have an email. Some people who don't have emails, again, you could put your email in, Renee, and we would send, if we don't have an email, we'll mail the information to the person. But it is a lot quicker if we have an email. So you will notice also on everyone that there's a cost figure here, original MSRP. That, a lot of times people call and say, does that mean I have to pay $120? No, that just means what it would cost if you went out and bought it new. All, like I said, all the equipment is free to anyone in Massachusetts. Again, we like to say at the end of the year, we saved Medicare this much, or we saved Mass Health that much, and so on. So that's DME equipment. You're welcome to call anytime. I noticed our brochures are out in the lobby. So any questions now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you
right.
fix them? Like, did you fix somebody's like mine? Do you fix it?
We do not do any repairs, no,
Yes.
no.
So I'd have to donate it to you, refurbish it, and then I could buy it? I mean, I could get it for free again?
No.
Oh.
You could possibly donate it to us,
Right.
and we would refurbish it, but we wouldn't promise it to go back to you. We would just put it on our website. But you could get another chair equally as good, if not better. Many times I've heard people say, the chair I got from you for nothing was better than the one Medicare bought me. That's not an unusual thing to hear. And we don't usually take power chairs older than 5 years old at the most.
Oh, I didn't know that, okay. Wow.
Yeah, at the most, it's usually 5 years old. There's some exceptions, but most, and it's surprising how many power chairs we get that are 1, 2, 3 years old. That's all.
Yeah, I have a question about
Yep.
power chairs. So if you're not taking the older power chairs, what I find is that when I was working in housing, people's power chairs would break down for whatever reason, and they had great difficulty getting them repaired by the company to do that.
Repairs are a huge problem throughout the industry. Because frankly, Medicare doesn't pay enough for a company to go out and repair the chair. Most companies now will only repair chairs that they have provided. So if you got your chair, power chair, through one of the major companies, 2 years later you have some problems, they may come out and fix it and bill insurance. The problem with that is, though, you can look forward to quite probably a 3-month waiting period, a 6-month waiting period, and especially now since COVID, I've been hearing all kinds of stuff about the parts are stuck in a port in California. I'm getting a lot of that. And I'm getting, I just yesterday, I read an email from a company that was buying walkers, the regular silver folding walkers. And they got the bill for the walker and added on to each walker was $18.76 surcharge for gas and handling and all these problems. I mean, that's just crazy what's happening with supply right now. Supply is very limited.
Yeah, so people who have electric wheelchairs that need to be fixed, to go through you to get a good backup would be
Yes,
beneficial.
yes. You may be better off just getting a chair through us and the heck with the one that isn't working. You know, I hate to say that, but yes.
Where is your, I know it's been closed, but where is the location in Worcester? That if we were going to pick up, if we ordered something and would pick it up rather than having it?
It's up off of Lincoln Street. It's a state-owned building. And there's no walk-ins. People, you know, everything is by appointment only, being a state-owned building. And they're a little reluctant to give out the address openly because people show up.
I got you.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
curious.
But it's in Worcester,
It's
it's in Worcester in an industrial park, so you know, you drive in. It's not like you're going downtown and looking for a parking space or something like that. It's you drive right in. There's plenty of room, plenty of parking. I think off Plantation Street, Lincoln Plantation. I'm not from Worcester, but that area.
A lot of things there.
Yeah, yeah,
Donation centers.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So you'd say the best bet I could do, because my chair is about 70 years old, is to buy a chair from you or to get a chair from you. Because this one is going, they say I'm due after 5 years. And I've already replaced the battery twice, and I just bought new tires. The tires I bought, I didn't wait to go through the thing because I got a chair from a hub around and that was horrid. So I sent it back, brand new chair. But
Oh.
anyway, so I would have liked to fix this one because I'm used to it, you know, but.
Sure.
But if you can't fix it, or if you, but I mean, if you fix them anyway, you mean that I couldn't do it and then get promised to send it back to me because
No.
it could take months to fix.
Yeah, and we don't, like I said, we don't do repairs, so we
Yeah.
couldn't take yours and say, you can have it back.
No,
Can't do that.
it is
And
repaired.
7, 8 years, honestly, we probably wouldn't take it.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah. But what you could do, what I would suggest, do you have access to the internet?
Yes,
I would suggest you go onto our website every day and start watching.
what was that in?
You just scroll down,
Uh-huh.
click search, then you click again, get started, right there,
Uh-huh.
and scroll. Don't put any filters in. The filters, for some reason, don't
They
seem to
don't
work
work
well.
well?
No. Just scroll through the categories, and at the bottom, you'll see wheelchair manual, and it will be followed. There'll be a category right after that says wheelchair/power. And you'll see, I'm sure that within the next week or two, you go on there, you'll see 5, 6, 7, 8 of
So
them.
why are the power chairs on there? Because you had mentioned to me a while back when we made this that you had 50 power chairs in a warehouse.
They're in process.
Oh, they're in
They're being
process.
processed. Now, when you request an item and you submit that request form, it takes the item out of the online inventory and reserves it for you. So you won't go back later, you won't see it. So that's why there's no power chairs on there, because they've all been requested.
Okay.
And you'll see scooters. We do get scooters. We don't get a lot of scooters, but we do get them. If we put on 4 scooters at 10 o'clock in the morning, by 3 o'clock they're all gone. Scooters so many people want scooters, they just fly out.
So if so many people want scooters, then why wouldn't you relax your your 5-year requirement for taking a donated scooter?
We might relax it in some cases, it depends. Before we take any power equipment, before we accept any power equipment, we ask them to send us at least 3 recent pictures of the equipment. The front, the side, and the back, so we can evaluate it. And there are times when we take, but after 5 years, you know, time has taken its toll on the equipment. It just, that seems to be a kind of a period there. We're very careful after 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do make exceptions. We've seen, we've made exceptions. Sure, this looks really nice, and you can see it. It's never been out of the person's apartment or something. You know, yeah. We make exceptions.
Where do we go to have one fixed? Because I know a fellow that just got hit on his scooter. You know, in the back, he's not hurt, but now he has no transportation. So, I mean, by his scooter, but, so what does he do? If you don't fix him, where would you go to have something fixed?
You would have to call a repair, a DME company, a durable medical equipment company.
The DME?
Yeah, but
Because I had a hard time looking around for
it's going to be very expensive.
They have to go on site, sometimes they
Yeah,
have to
but
take
won't the doctor take care of it? I mean, supposedly I'm due for one, so I'd like to get another one. And it wouldn't matter if it was new or reconditioned, as long as it's good and gonna last me another
Well,
one.
you could absolutely get one through your insurance company.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is a process you have to go through. If you're on Medicare, Medicare requires step 1, go to your primary care physician for a face-to-face mobility evaluation. And Medicare requires that you go there for that purpose. You can't go there for your annual physical or because you have the flu or something and do it while you're having that done. You have to go specifically for what they call a face-to-face mobility evaluation. And the doctor then has to write up in his chart notes that you came for a face-to-face mobility evaluation. And lists the reasons why you need a power chair. Then he needs to write a prescription to either a physical therapist or an occupational therapist, who then has to come and do an evaluation on you to get a power wheelchair. And then you have to work with a company who employs what is called an ATP, an assistive technology professional, who in conjunction with the physical therapist and sometimes the doctor will write out and spec out the chair that you need. Then send all that to the doctor, he approves it. It then gets sent to Medicare for prior authorization. Once Medicare has approved everything on a prior authorization, then the company will order your chair. So it is a process to go through.
But what about renewing?
Yeah, I was gonna say renewing it.
Same thing?
Move back to go, do not collect 200.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to start all over again. It's not, the fact that you had one will somewhat help when the doctor writes it up. You need to be able to say or to show why the current chair you have isn't working. Just because you've had it more than 5 years, technically, according to Medicare, that doesn't mean you get a new one every 5 years. After 5 years, if your chair is no longer working, then they will provide a new one.
Well, I'm trying to get something before it stops working, because I don't want to
Sure.
go that gap.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
So-
absolutely. But that, again, that's where this is a resource that can come in to help you temporarily
Okay.
to have a chair while you're waiting to go through the whole process.
So you actually do have, what do you call these? If I was gonna look it up, what would you call
Well, you would see that listed as looking at the chair you're in now, we would call that a basic power wheelchair,
Power wheelchair.
as opposed to a complex power wheelchair. A complex power wheelchair is one that will have features such as power tilt, maybe power seat elevating, power elevating leg rests, headrest on the back. So those are complex power chairs. What you have is what we would think of as a basic power wheelchair. And we get a lot of those.
So is there a different process if you're on Mass Health for applying for a wheelchair?
If you're on straight Mass Health, the process is very similar, but they're not as stringent. Or if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, they're not as stringent. They will want, every plan is different, so you have to check with the plan you're on. They will require that you go to your doctor, but they're not going to be so picky about the wording that says face-to-face mobility evaluation. That's been my experience. But every plan is different.
Yeah.
Straight Mass Health requires a prior authorization. So again, you're going to have to go to the doctor. You're probably going to need a PT eval because Medicaid typically follows Medicare guidelines. Okay? Yes?
Hi, I'm just curious, looking at the list, I see that there are just a few items in this particular list in Worcester. What if I'm looking for a particular item that is not in Worcester but is in Amherst? Is there
Great
a
question. I'm
particular-
glad you asked that, and I apologize for not mentioning it. Anything in any of these locations is available to you. We will transfer it from Amherst to Worcester or from Canton to Worcester. And as I said, we deliver anywhere in the state. The only exception to that are any items located in Pittsfield. Because Pittsfield, Berkshire County, is underserved compared to the rest of the state, whatever is donated in Berkshire County stays in Berkshire County. Now, if it's been on our website for more than 30 days and it's in Pittsfield, then it will open up to anyone in the state. But you'll see right here, available outside of Berkshire County after 10/21. So if this was still on here after October 21st, then you could, anyone anywhere in the state could get it. But it won't be. You know, Pittsfield, yeah, Berkshire County, stuff goes fast because there's no. We partner in Berkshire County with UCP, United Cerebral Palsy, and they're about the only game in town out there in Berkshire County. Okay? All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming today, and thank you at home for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a good day.